Oh man, look at this problem right here. Dang. Dang. So this is, for those of you in my class right now, this is similar to your homework assignment right now, 11 part B, page 480. We're going to use this fancy tool. I think that's how you say that. I don't even know. Pen right here to answer this. Got a couple of them. And once again, my Dixon Ticonderoga number 2, not sharpened. Got a couple highlighters. Let's get to it, shall we? Look. So first of all, it says solve f of x equals 0. So check this out. Here's what this is saying. It's saying that this equals to 0, and we want to solve it. And that means we want to figure out what does x have to equal so that it's true. So in order for this to equal 0, we have to find the value of x so it would make it true. So look, 5 minus x over x equals 0. See, this is f of x right here, right? See, doesn't f of x equal this thing right here? And that's f of x right there. So look, this says f of x equals 0. Well, look, there's f of x right there. It equals 0. So that's your very first thing. You just got to set it up in a way that you can, sorry, I bumped my microphone there. Just got to set it up in a way that you can solve it, right? Now, to solve this, we have to use inverse operations. But this one's really tricky because we have two x's. And in order to solve an equation, you need to have the thing you're solving for be isolated, and then, everything else simplified. So we need 1x equals to something. This one's really tricky. So on this one, what we have to do first is we have to multiply both sides by x to get this out of the denominator. That's why we're doing this, right? So the y is more important than the how, because the y helps you understand, and that makes you empowered so you can make better decisions anyway. So we're multiplying both sides by x because these x's will reduce. You see, what you do to one side, you do to the other, it still is equal. So 5 minus x is equal to 0. I think we can solve that in our head right now. X has to equal 5, doesn't it? Because if 5 minus 5 is equal to 0, then x must equal 5. Has to. All right, but let's see the algebra anyway, because there's actually something a little tricky right here because of that negative sign. See, this 5 is positive. So we actually, instead of, there's actually an easy way. Like, we always are talking about moving all the stuff away from all the numbers away from the thing we're solving for, from the x. But here in this case, we could actually add x to both sides. Do you see? I would never, I normally wouldn't even see that. But look, here, watch. See, you could add x to both sides of this equation. Doesn't 5 minus x plus x equal 5? There you go. What a lot of people do a lot of the time, though, is just out of habit. They're like, well, I need to get the x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So that makes 0, and you're left with negative x equals negative 5, right? Well, that's really negative 1 times x. So x isn't really by itself because that's really negative 1 times x. That's what this is. So you really need to divide both sides or multiply both sides by negative 1. Divide by negative 1, x equals 5. There you go. Boom, done. Hope it was helpful. You guys are doing wonderful.